I would like to welcome you to our Defunded Schools program. I'm so glad you could come and join us. We wanted the best to talk to you and tell you what's happening with it, and we do have the best here. This has been very interesting, hasn't it? So now we're open to questions.
I don't know who can answer this, but I am very worried about, I work with the Justice for Immigrants program, and I'm worried about the DREAM students. Can you tell me if any of this that's going on at the state level is going to affect those students?
I can speak to that. We work.
Could you explain
Yes.
what is it?
Sure. We work with a lot of students who are undocumented, and some of those students have been in this country for the vast majority of life. If they come over a border at 2 years old or 3 years old, and prior to Governor Walker being in office, those students who were undocumented but graduated from public high school in Wisconsin, or any high school in Wisconsin, were able to get in-state tuition at the colleges. That changed once Governor Walker came in. He changed that law, and so now they have to pay out-of-state tuition, which is very difficult for those students, even though they've been here in Wisconsin, for a long period of time. Those students are very active. They went to a group of them came to the public hearing at Alverno College, and at the end they walked in dressed in graduation gowns, and then when one of their colleagues spoke about their concerns, half of the students took off their gowns and they were dressed in prison garb, and making the point that there's a choice we have. Should we fund the future of those students and then help them move to their dreams of college, or do we want to push them the opposite way, what's sometimes called the school to prison pipeline?
Thank you.
I'd like to address this to Mr. Lane.
Yeah, Lane's fine.
From my alma mater.
Oh, yeah, great.
Can you explain what is the meaning of this public authority? I'm hearing it's supposed to increase flexibility for the system.
Yeah,
That's
so-
about all I ever hear.
Yeah, so right now, it happens to be called Chapter 36, but it's all the statutes for running the UW system is in law, so it's a statutory thing. And it is one of the only states where that progressive Wisconsin idea, where the higher education its governance structure is actually in state law. It's kind of a cool thing about Wisconsin. Public authority is moving that out of state law into the authority of the regions. And public authority is a specific kind of structure, but it's sort of loosely defined. So it moves from statutory codified law into the authority of the regents. So and the regents they oversee the whole system, and they have a president, that's Ray Cross. You might hear his name in the news a lot lately. So the problem with all of this is that as of yet, they're entirely unspecific about what those, how those laws now that govern those things like tenure and all that other stuff I talked about, how that would be either reinstated under this new public authority or not. The other problem is Wisconsin is one of the only states where the regents are entirely selected by the governor. So most states, most higher education systems that have regential authority, which is fairly common, also have the regents are democratically elected. And as we can see, that doesn't always work. We have democratic elections in our state right now. Look what we have. But it's way better than having entirely kind of hand-selected regents who are making all of these rules and regulations, who are entirely going to be kind of cronies of Scott Walker, and really don't even know that much about higher education. often. They're often bankers and business people. Did that help